Welcome back to another episode of Do This, Do Not Do That. This is going to be a series where I just give you quick to action, easy to implement things that I do and we do with our clients inside of the program. And today we're going to dive into actually what it takes to build a great physique in great shape. I don't know what I was doing there when I done that. Anyway, I want to dive into this. People are deciding to shout, but I'm just going to talk louder and just ignore them. It's the tempo next door. There's so much noise here. Anyway, so I want to dive into one of the things that I see happen quite a lot, and it's probably more of a mental shift that you actually have to go through, but it's about actually being bothered about how you look. One of the recurring things that I'm hearing a lot more now is people say things like, I'm not that bothered about how I look, or looks are not that important to me. And I'm going to be really, really honest here, and this may trigger some people. Anyone who says that is usually someone that isn't in shape, hasn't mastered how to get in shape, or they've tried and they've been burnt in the process of doing it, right? It's usually one of those three that will say that. It's never someone that's in really good shape that says that, because evidently they are bothered. Where attention goes, energy flows. By actually saying that you're not bothered about something, you're immediately creating an unnecessary obstacle for yourself, and it's going to create a barrier and limiting beliefs that you don't even know about by actually saying that thing. For example, right, I am not pure money orientated and money driven, right? However, money is a really, really important thing in my life because it facilitates my lifestyle, my traveling, eating good food, and not only that, I don't like being volatile and flappy and worrying about money and always having to essentially look at my bank to see if I've got enough money to do things. I don't value doing that. It's not a nice feeling, right? And I don't think anyone does, right? So therefore, money has to be important to me. And it is, because money makes the world go round. But actually, if I started saying things like, I'm not bothered about money, it's not about money for me, right? I can guarantee you I wouldn't continually progress in a sort of business standpoint as I do, right? That just wouldn't happen. It's the same with my physique. It needs to be important to me, because if it's not important to me, then it's not going to be at the top of the priority list. And then when it actually comes to me essentially navigating my life, eating out, planning my week, being organised, staying on top of my training, staying on top of everything, I'm not going to be as on point as the version of me that cares about it. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to start caring, right? And we need to redefine what caring actually means. You're not being selfish by caring about how you look. You're not by saying that you care how you look. It doesn't mean that you're saying, I want to be fucking shredded to the bone and live life like a monk. That's not what that means. It just means that you want to be better than where you're at right now. So that's the first thing you need to do. You need to you need to think about how you're actually speaking to yourself and the words that you're saying. It's one of the most important overlooked parts. The second part is that you need to stop doing this on your own terms. At the beginning of the journey, I say to every single client that comes into the program, do the work now that gives you more freedom in the future, and do the work that your future self is going to thank you for. If you're coming into a journey and you're going all in, maybe you've been like kind of fucking about for a period of time, like pussyfooting about it, you've seen alright results, it's a bit intermittent, it's come and go, right? You've not went all in yet, you're still at a point where you're finding your feet. But let's say, for example, you're at that point where I'm ready to go to the moon, I'm ready to transform my body, I'm ready to start living like a totally different lifestyle here, I want to be in shape year round. Like, it takes like a level of thinking, and it takes you to actually step up as a person, right? You can't do that pussyfooting around it. You need to go all in. And what I see a lot of people do from the beginning is that they'll have 4 days of optimal organised nutrition followed by 3 days of lackadaisical, unplanned, easy street. And that just can't be done, right? No one's saying that you have to cut things out. No one's saying that you're not allowed to eat anything anymore or do anything that you enjoy doing. You just have to try harder. And it's one of the things I see from the beginning, right? Treat it like you're a beginner. Stop acting like you're someone that knows more than you actually do. You don't, evidently. Otherwise, you would be in better shape. You would have better results. You wouldn't find these things as difficult as you do now. So the areas that you're being too lackadaisical with, aka eating out, going away at the weekend, going on holiday. I'm not saying you need to be going away and literally taking a set of scales with you when you go to fucking Tenerife for a week and asking the chef to weigh your fucking chicken. I'm not saying that. But See the stuff that you're avoiding, right? Just tracking in MyFitnessPal isn't enough. Start reading food labels. Start actually measuring your food when you're cooking and preparing it, rather than just eyeballing it and guesstimating. It's not good enough. See all the little things that you're avoiding? Start leaning into them and start acting like a fucking beginner, because you're a beginner. It's when people are like, yeah, I have been tracking my calories. It's like, yeah, have you been weighing your food? Oh no, I've just been guesstimating. It's like, well, that's not good enough. That's not going to get you the results that you want. So start treating it like you're a beginner and stop trying to do this on your own terms. Stop trying to take the path of least resistance. Guys, it's hard. It's a difficult thing to do, but you don't have the awareness and you need to build that awareness up. So do the work now that's going to give you more freedom in the future. The second one is making sure that you're actually being organised and planned when it comes to following your training plan. I'll come on to the training plan after this, right? So I feel like it's a given, right? You need to be following some kind of structured and progressive plan, right? That's an absolute given. But this is the part that so many folk overlook. So they maybe download their plan online, they get given it by their coach and they're like, boom, I've got that thing now. And then when it actually comes to the actioning of the plan, it's just a bit of a disaster. It's a bit of a bombshell. They're not actually factoring the time. Like, their planning goes as far as, yeah, I'm doing upper on Monday. And it's like, yeah, when? What's the logistics like getting there? Have you taken into account getting a shower? Have you taken into account your morning routine before it? Have you taken into account when you need to eat around that? Most folk haven't. And they just go, yeah, I've got my plan now. I'm going to set it in that day. Anyone that wants to be successful and see results when it comes to their physical obviously needs to be following a plan, but they need to make sure that they have a plan for the plan. They need to make sure that they're disciplined. They need to make sure that it's actionable and it's going to be getting done in the right time. The fourth one, which ties into this one here, is that with this plan, you need to make sure that you are progressively tracking and logging what you are doing, right? Now, it actually baffles me that people will have a workout plan, they'll be following something, and they won't be tracking and logging anything you do. What you need to look at is that you need to be doing things in your week that are going to create instances to give you momentum. The more things that you have in place, the more momentum you're going to have, because you're going to be stacking more wins. So let's say, for example, you're meticulously tracking your nutrition, right? So the person's weighing the food, reading the labels, planning out the day, doing the weekly food shop. They're going to get so much more success than the person that's just eating as they go and tracking and logging in MyFitnessPal, aren't they? Because they're going to gain more awareness and more understanding. It's the same with the training. The person that is following the training program, that's meticulously tracking, taking notes about how the session felt, what the warm-up was like, where their energy was at, where they progressed, what was the increases. The person that's doing that versus the person that's just following the plan and going off of what was in their head is going to start to gain more awareness, actually start to go in there with better intentions. Like, I go into sessions when I'm tracking and logging all my training, and I know exactly when I'm going to push. I know what set I'm going to step up. Obviously, the fitter you get and the stronger you get, it does become a game of margins. At the beginning, it's not really that marginal. It's like you actually make a lot of progress very, very quickly. But the more meticulous you can be, the better understanding you're going to get a training as well. So you're going to not only get better quality results, you're going to actually learn a lot better as well. Like, you learn so much through doing. It's such a big part when it comes to that. And then the last one, when it comes to really developing a good quality physique. So we've obviously spoke about the planning and the organisation, the attention to the little nuances, how we speak to ourselves. But obviously, one of the last ones is going to come, and then obviously the nutrition, making sure, I forgot what that one was there, making sure that we're not cutting corners with it and actually trying more than what we are instead of just tracking on MyFitnessPal, is making sure that you're working hard, right? People will talk about tension, mechanical stress, the best movements. See, if you just make sure that you're working to a good level of failure when you're in that gym, right, and you're doing it with the best possible quality reps, I am telling you, you'll be so fucking much further ahead than so many other people. So many people are not training with the correct intensity, and what they're doing across 5 sessions is probably yielding across what you would do in one really good quality session. And again, people are doing a lot of junk volume, so they're in there for like 2 hours doing a lot of exercises, and they're not actually just taxing their body hard, you can have an amazing workout hitting free exercises for 3 to 4 sets each. If you're going in there properly warming up, working to a great level of intensity, and you're actually progressively overloading that week upon week, you should be absolutely taxed in that. If you go in there and do 3 sets of 10 lunges each leg, 3 sets of back squat, and 3 sets of Romanian deadlifts, right? Those 3 movements, 3 sets, 9 sets, and you action those 3 lifts with really good intensity, that's a hell of a workout. But people just focus on the quantity and they don't actually really focus on the quality. So yeah, of course, form is so bloody important. I'm not saying F off form and don't care about that. Yeah, form's massive. It's going to be a huge part, and obviously elongating the muscle, taking it through a full range of motion. But actually just working to a good level of failure is going to pump up the muscle, it's going to make you feel good, it's going to make you feel super accomplished when you're in there. And if you do that week upon week, you're just going to start to get more and more jacked, more and more developed, and see more and more change in the body. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you took a lot away from it. This was like I think I took 4 or 5 attempts at recording this, so I hope you took a lot away from it. And I'm just going to continue bringing more and more of these episodes, guys. So please leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, what the hell are you doing? Please go and subscribe to it. Please do it. Comment, send this to someone that you think it'd be beneficial for, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, see you later. Goodbye.